Hey, welcome to Salongirl Gardens today. Today we're going to talk about Creeping Jenny, Goldilocks Creeping Jenny, which I have begun to use as a living mulch. I have subscribed to a pretty heavy mulch schedule in my garden since I set it up. So usually I use 50 bags in the front, 50 bags here in the back, and I do that twice a year. And that really helps build soil growth and stops weeds. However, I am now in my 50s and slinging those 2 cubic foot bags of mulch from the front to the backyard is getting to be really hard. So I've started transitioning from bagged mulch into a living mulch, and I'm using Goldilocks Creeping Jenny for that use. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is Goldilocks Creeping Jenny, and this is planted in full shade. And you can see it's thriving. This area started out with 6 plants, and it has covered this whole area in 2 years. So economical plant too. But let me show you what it looks like in full sun. In full sun, you can see it's a lot different in color. It's almost a lime green. I've heard that they grow flowers, but mine have never put flowers out yet. I'd be excited if it did. But it keeps out the grass from the beds, and it's not a nitrogen hog, so it's not robbing the rest of my plants. They are great container plants. I've got this planted in this shallow bowl, and look at it trailing down. This gets dappled sun, so it's not quite lime green, it's not dark green, it's just a nice light green. They do so well in containers, and I think this Creeping Jenny in this head planter is so cute. What's interesting, any place I want to create new Creeping Jenny, I move this head planter, and you can see that it's spilling over onto the ground, and those will take root. Here's some more Creeping Jenny in a potted up fire pit, and you can see the battle between the Supertunias and the Creeping Jenny, Goldilocks Creeping Jenny. The Creeping Jenny is winning. Look at it spilling over gracefully over the edge of the fire pit. So this is what I'm talking about as a living mulch. You can see here in full sun, it's more golden lime color, and eventually it'll cover this whole area, and I won't need to do any additional mulching to keep in the moisture and protect the plants. This area of Creeping Jenny was taken from little plugs from my back garden, so free plants, yay! This ground-hugging perennial only reaches 2 to 4 inches tall and can spread to 24 inches. I planted it here in this urn of ornamental sweet potatoes. When the sweet potatoes die, I will be left with the Goldilocks Creeping Jenny spilling over the edges. And look at this wonderful flower combination here. Supertunia Bubblegum Vista, Silverberry, and Fuchsia, and there's some Purple Calabrosia. There's some newly transplanted Creeping Jenny, and you can see it's already starting to spill over the sides here. So Creeping Jenny is also called Moneywort. You can grow it pretty much anywhere. It doesn't really matter what type of soil it's grown in. Of course, optimum is moist, fertile soils, but it grows in clay. It grows in acidic soil, so it's not really particular. All the beautiful little golden leaves are just precious. It grows pretty darn fast. It's an aggressive growth, but it's easy to pull out. And look at those cute, sweet little yellow flowers. So that concludes this little plant highlight on Goldilocks Creeping Jenny. It's a lot easier than schlepping bags of mulch from my truck to the back garden. It feeds my soil, it prevents weeds from growing, and it's just easier and pretty. One other thing, because I have subscribed to such a heavy mulch schedule, what that did is it brought in a lot of snails and slugs into my garden, like a lot, and they were eating my plants. Like, they really love my Supertunia Vista bubblegums. So I've stopped doing the mulch, and my Supertunias are doing pretty good this year. I'm excited. The snails and slugs that were created from all that mulch were so much that I traded a guy in a gardening group a bucket of toads for fish from my pond. And so a couple of years ago, I got these toads. They've been breeding in my pond ever since. And they grow up, and guess what they eat? They eat slugs and snails. Yay! And they're great. They're a little loud. My pond is a breeding ground for these guys, but every summer I'm sure I get thousands of new baby toads entering into the garden. So let me show you my little baby toads. And thank you so much for joining me at Salongirl Gardens today. If you made it this far and you like the content, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me and the YouTube algorithms to succeed, and it doesn't cost you anything. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. I recently had thousands of baby toads emerge from my pond, and here's one of them. He's no bigger than my thumbnail, but look at his fat little belly. He's been eating good. And here's another guy. They are scattering in my grass right now, which makes mowing really sad. But yay, toad babies.